Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Lil Sponge back with another video. Today I want to talk about The Boys 1, 2, 3. No pun intended. Yes, very much pun intended. But I wanted to try something different. I want to talk about The Boys today. The first 3 episodes. They dropped 3 episodes of season 4. I've been seeing a lot of controversy over this season already. Let me see what they give it on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of people don't like this season, bro. A lot of people don't like this season at all. Look, this is insane. This is insane. Like, you dead ass? That shit got a 76. That shit got a 76 critic score and a 4.3. Nigga, a 4.3 user rating. Niggas are not fucking with The Boys right now. What the? This is crazy. And The Boys is it's my favorite TV show of all time. Like, it's period. Like, at the end of the day, that's my favorite TV show of all time. So, what did I think of the first 3 episodes? Did I think it was shitty like everybody else? It was cool. It was cool. It was a few things I was like, what's going on here? Some shit I liked, I thought was very good and very clever. They had some deep moments in certain episodes that I didn't expect them to have. Some shit was unnecessary. I'm gonna touch up upon that. Some shit was very unnecessary. Some things was corny. It was some corny things, I'm not gonna lie. But overall, I enjoyed the first 3 episodes. So I'm gonna start off with episode 1 of The Boys. So we start off and they're hunting down the president. I forgot what's her name again. The president's suit, Victoria Newman. That was her name. So the boys season 4 start off with the actual boys, the group, following Victoria Newman and spying on her because, you know, the government's trying to get them up out of there. They're trying to get them up out of there. So they're following Victoria Newman. They're trying to, Frenchie and Kimiko are trying to, I think, like, spike her drink. I don't recall. But they was doing something to try to trap her. But Zoe was in there, her daughter, and it reveals that this is all in the beginning, by the way, that Victoria made her fucking daughter into a soup. She made her daughter into a soup, and she been a soup this whole time. And she's sprouting out tentacles. This thing was sick. This was sick. I like this part. So she goes and kills the guards that was trying to protect her. Oh wait, I'm jumping ahead. I'm jumping ahead way too much. I'm way too much. Cause I skipped the whole part. But before then, Butch, he goes to look for Ryan because he got his whole own agenda of what he want to do. His goal always will be to try to smoke Homelander. So he finds Ryan, he's trying to bring him back, you know. Then Homelander comes in like, man, leave my son alone, dog. And then he looks at him and he's like, man, you about to get packed up. You about to die soon. Like, I can see that bullshit in your brain. You got what, like 6 months to live? He was talking crazy. He was talking crazy to Butcher. So then we get back to but Ryan was with Victoria's daughter, Zoe. They were supposed to go get some ice cream and shit. She goes back, she's texting somebody, I'm guessing Victoria, about, you know, the whole thing with Butcher, probably informing Victoria that, yeah, the boys are here. So, jumping back to where we was. Zoe gets stopped by guards, and she's like, yeah, we need to keep you protected. And then she starts spazzing out. She kills the guards. She see Frenchie, and then Frenchie, like, he's spooked. Kimiko and Zoe get into a brawl. It was a sick ass shit where she like ate off Kimiko's arm, and then Kimiko started growing her arm like fucking baby, like the baby Deadpool arm. And this sequence was sick. And then Kimiko falls out of a fucking building window and just splat, and she still comes back. Victoria finds the boys, try to talk to them. You know, Hughie, you know, they had their relationship, not like a relationship, but they were friends, okay? They're trying to attack Victoria, and she's fucking invulnerable. She can't get hurt by these niggas at all, which is news to me. I thought all she can do is the hair popping shit, but no, she is in fact right now invulnerable besides like real soups. Cause you know, Hughie, they had soup powers, but they weren't really soups. They had like the drugs and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But then once that's said and done, we find out that the boys are under the government officially with Mother's Milk as the head of the boys, and the government is trying to get Victoria and put the fuck out. They're trying to get her out of here because they say if she rules America as the president, shit is gonna get ugly. And you know, the nigga in the head of the government, he's low-key mad racist towards soups. I'm not gonna lie, but it's a good cause for that. They've been framing that nigga and doing hell other bullshit in the previous season. And we get back and there's still a civil war in the streets between the Starlighters and I don't know what they call Homelanders group, but I'm gonna call them the homies. I think that's what they call actually the homies. But while that's going on, Mother's Milk, that nigga Mother's Milk's wife, boyfriend has gone missing. No. Shit. He hasn't gone missing. I was wrong. No, I capped. She broke up with him. Okay, she broke up with him because she wasn't supporting that racist ass nigga Homelander. So she wants him to come back because their daughter, MM's and his wife's daughter, well, that's probably not actually his wife anymore. I think they like divorced, but they want him back because her daughter has been like acting crazy. She's been cursing people out and shit. And like, they said it's been happening ever since, you know, dude left. And also confirmed the Mother's Milk, like baby moms, want him back because of the D. He like, which surprised me. I didn't know he was swinging like that. So she's basically saying MM could swing like that because she, you know. Nah, I'm just playing because she had taken a lot of shit from Mother's Milk for a long time and he been bullshitting. And she told him to stay away from that. Stay away from that shit with Butcher. And he wouldn't listen, so she got with bruh. White homie slinging that pipe. Slinging that iron. And even Frenchie was like, hey man. Frenchie and Kimiko was like, hey man. Your wife addicted to that? He looked like a lame. He must be really slinging that pipe. Like, it was funny. But also, we find out that Homelander is having another identity crisis again. For another season, he has another identity crisis. And he's a full-blown sociopath and creep because he keeps a collection of certain items that he feels like important to him, which includes his pubic hair. Every time he uses the bathroom, he collects a piece of his pubic hair and puts it in a jar. Like on some Yoshikage Kira shit with the nails. And the fingers and shit. Like that type of shit. He is a psychopath, dog. But he's having another identity crisis. This time it is about him having all these fucking yes men around him, and he feel like he needs somebody to put him in check. And this comes to like one of the most disturbing like one of the most disturbing and most uncomfortable shits in these 3 episodes that I have seen. Which is like, damn. So, Homelander knows that he got a bunch of yes men around him, and it's pissing him off. Because before, you'll see in previous seasons, he was okay with having yes men. He felt like he was on top of the world, and then a few individuals took him down a peg that proved that they wasn't scared of him. Also, the whole thing was Soldier Boy, and when he was able to step up him and Homelander was kind of like afraid of him, he was scared. He was scared of Soldier Boy. He was like, damn, man, I might actually get smoked by him, bro. Like, I'm kind of terrified. So this has seeped into what's going on with him in this season, to where he feel like he needs more help because all these yes men are just saying yes to everything he does, and they're not helping out at all. Which sound like a smart thing, but also it's a identity thing, to where, you know, I think he wants to talk to people that is on his level. But everybody is so afraid of him and what he can do by saying the wrong words, which is also contradictory with him as a person, because he don't take nothing from nobody. He's a jackass. But this was the most uncomfortable shit I seen. So he sees he has a bunch of yes men in the room. You know the deep. He's the first one that's me, right? He's like, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. He's like, man, he's getting pissed off, and this shit made me uncomfortable. But this is what make the boy so great. Like, it'll be like some normal shit going on, and just boom, they'll hit you with some odd shit. So he know that these niggas are yes man, and he still goes like, hey, Deep, shut the fuck up, go over there and go suck off the A-Train. And everybody like shook. A-Train like, he's scared because he don't want no shit to do. He don't know what to do. He's scared. He's like, damn, man, fuck it. And you know, the Deep, he gets his ass right on up and gets on his knees. While fucking Ashley sitting up there with that stupid ass smile, she starts smiling and shit with her kiki ass, her kiki freaky ass, she is 69 God. Hey, man, she was smiling. She was ready to look at this shit. And I was getting ready to turn that shit off, because I was like, all right, bro, y'all going too far with this shit. I wasn't fucking with that. That shit was kind of odd. I mean, some people gonna say, well, it wasn't an issue in Starlight when it happened to Starlight in the Deep, but it's like that was different. Not in a weird way, but that part of the show was actually very important and was needed. Like, I know I sound crazy saying it was needed, but it actually was needed with Starlight in the Deep, because that moment right there set the foundation for Starlight as a character and how she felt about actual superheroes in person. Like, in real life, her experience with superheroes is like, oh, this is not a good thing. This was not the dream I expected. And that carried her into the journey that went on right now. That's going on right now with her, you know what I'm saying? This shit, no. It's just fucking Homelander being an asshole. They're unconsensually, he's making the Deep and A-Train unconsensually have like oral sex. He's about to do that. Luckily, Homelander, before I was about to turn that shit off, Homelander said, hey man, get the fuck off your knees right now. And I was like, oh man, thank you. I didn't want to see that. Me personally, I don't want to see that. That would have been like very, I would have turned it off at that point. But, you know, he's sick of these niggas. He's sick of the 7. So he goes, because they were recruiting people at first. He goes and he finds this girl named, sorry. Sister Sage. And Sister Sage is self-proclaimed the smartest I mean, not self-proclaimed, it's universally acclaimed that she is the smartest person on the planet. So he goes to her, not knowing as well that she would not be a yes man, and she understands that he needs questions so Homelander won't kill her. And it was a smart move by Homelander to get the smartest woman on the planet on your side and be his advisor. Because, you know, we had this issue with Homelander before where he was acting like a child and he thought he could run the Vogue, and that shit did not work. It didn't work. That's why he needs an advisor, and Ashley ain't gonna do nothing because she is a goddamn yes man. And she's terrified. She only talks shit about people that she feels like they won't say anything back to her. So while that's going on, Victoria and Butcher have a meeting about, you know, Butcher is trying to convince her that, yeah, she can kill Homelander. Well, he can kill Homelander, but also it's also his own, you know, personal thing to where he's trying to get Ryan away from him. But also, he feels like he can kill Homelander, and he's trying to convince that to Victoria Newman, while Victoria Newman is trying to have Butcher get the information that Huey has about her being in Soup, so she won't get exposed to the world, and everybody won't know that the president, the person that's about to become president, is actually a Soup. Also, there's something going on with Huey and his dad I don't give a shit about, because I don't give a shit about Huey or his dad, so I'm gonna skip past them because I don't care about those characters. But there's this other character that has a huge vendetta against Starlight that we don't know, and she's preaching all this conspiracy theory bullshit and, you know, racist politician, you know, crap. And her name is a Firecracker, literally like Firecracker. And Huey goes back to the office, and Butcher, you know, you already know what's gonna go on. You already know what's gonna go on. Butcher's gonna spout some bullshit, like he always does. He's gonna talk like he cares, like he always does, when he really don't. He's trying to, you know, do what he needs to get done. So he go on acting like he actually gives a shit about what's going on with Huey's dad. It takes the hard drive, the keys and the hard drive, and he's about to plot to, you know, give Victoria the information. Luckily, he has a second change of heart, and he sends Victoria a picture of his asshole. He sends a I'm not lying, go look. He sends Victoria Newman a photo of his spreaded asshole. But also what's going on is Homelander pulls a group of his 3 biggest fans by the request of Sister Sage, thinking this will be a great idea because she's advising him now. One of them being Mother's Milk's wife's boyfriend. They bring them to the Vogue land shit, and Homelander makes the deep black noir, man, fuck. We don't have no idea who this Black Noir is. It's not the original Black Noir. We know his name is Mars. We know that for a fact, but we don't know who it actually is under the mask. And, you know, all my friends keep saying, man, that you know it's gonna be him, right? You know it's gonna be him, and they're begging for it. They want it. I'm like, no. If they do that, it is going to be trash. It's going to be absolutely trash. And I will be done with the boys if they actually do this. And, you know, for the comic book readers, this is what they want. They want Black Noir as the Homelander clone. I don't want that. That'll be terrible. That'll be fucking terrible. It'll be trash. It was trash in the comics. It'll be trash here. Don't do it. Anybody. I'll let them pick any fucking body, but a clone Homelander. Please, no. All my friends are begging for that shit. I don't want that shit. That shit'll be terrible. But let me go back. So A-Train, Black Noir, and the Deep, they get baseball bats and they whoop the shit out of these niggas and kill them on Homelander's orders. Homelander's scheme was to have the rally because he was on trial for the murder last season when when the man threw the bottle at his son and he murdered him and he laser beamed the nigga. He's on trial for that. So his plan was, he knew he was going to get off of it and it was going to be a riot. So it was a rally between the Starlighters and the homies. As he thought Homelander did beat the case, they were very upset. Sister Sage sneaks into the crowd in the Starlighters group and starts the riot. Riot ensues. They beat the shit out of Starlight's assistant. Then A-Train, as things going on and the police come, A-Train brings the 3 dead bodies from Vaultland, place it as, the homies to make it seem like the Starlighters are like rioting and they're killing people because they're like super upset about this. And this is the example that Starlighters make. Genius plan. It was a genius plan. It would have worked if he didn't have a rat inside of his group. It would have worked excellently. Oh yeah, and also Frenchie is confirmed bisexual. Okay, so I can get that out there, so I won't be missing no points. Yes, he is confirmed bisexual. He is with the person that is a part of Starlight's what would you call it? The team or whatever. The Starlight's team of Starlighters. Frenchie actually helped him get the job in the first place. I think that's what happened. Because he felt guilty of some shit I'm gonna tell you about later in like the 3rd episode, I think it is. So that was the first episode of The Boys. So episodes 2, I ain't gonna lie, this part was funny. Yeah, this part was funny. I love this part. Not the whole episode. I love this part though. So A-Train is like, he's like practicing in a movie, and fucking Will Ferrell comes out as like a prep talker. This is basically he comes out as a prep talker, and he's like talking to A-Train, basically telling this nigga, "Hey man, get off these streets and come back to the suburbs." You're not like that. You're not like that. You're not him. You're not a street thug. You're from the suburbs. That's funny. And I guess this was supposed to be like based off his brother, and it was super racist. Oh my God, it was super racist, but it was funny. So basically, they try to say like his brother like grew up as a crack dealer. He's like, no, nigga, my brother wasn't a crack dealer. I think he like worked at a laundromat or some shit. He's like, he worked at like a laundromat, so he didn't sell drugs. That was funny though. Nah, brother worked at a laundromat. He was a waiter. I don't know where I got a laundromat from. He was a waiter, I meant to say. He was a waiter. And also, Huey's mom actually popped back up on the scene. And I don't give a shit about either. I don't care about the Huey storyline. I don't care. And, you know, at this point, she's still not explaining why she fucking left, which is insane. She's coming out with like these shitty smells and shit like that. The oil shit. Man, I don't care about his dad, his mom, his grandma, him. I don't care about Hughie anymore. Everybody else is more important to him than me. And, you know, Hughie comes back and Butcher reveals that he's about to die. He reveals it to everybody, like he's about to die. And you know what Mother Milk says? You gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, you gotta get the fuck out of here. You're a liability. You are not suited for this. You are a liability. Get out of here. And he kicks him out of the boys, which is insane. He been wanting to kick him out though for a long time, since that Soldier Boy shit. And then we go back to, you know, Homelander and stuff. And they're trying to order the nigga that got his like dick froze and broke off in previous seasons. You know, the dude that like introduced certain things, like the PR nigga, the PR dude trying to introduce, you know, Ryan as Homie Boy. Yeah, it's the lamest name ever. And Sister Sage just being there, just instigating everybody. She just mad instigating. That's all she does. She just mad instigating situations with everybody in the seven. She's like, hey man, Deep, why you keep letting Ashley talk to you like that, man? She's a way lower life form than you. Like, you low-key acting like a pussy. Like, you just tell her off. She just instigating. That's basically all she's doing. She's instigating a whole bunch of situations. And she has the answers for everything. So she's definitely gonna be an issue. And the Deep yells at Ashley, and Ashley like backs down. She's like, oh shit, man, I'm sorry. Yeah, because she's a coward, of course. So while that happened, you know, the boys are investigating the situation about the dead bodies. And they figure out that because they were tracking Mother's Milk's wife's boyfriend to the location where he ultimately got murdered, and Sister Sage was there. She the one that set up the meeting in the first place. So they're tracking her down, and they track her down to the Truth Con, the most racist conspiracy theory bullshit place ever. Just wild shit. Just, you know, like, and this shit that happened like in real life, like just people just having their own like disturbing beliefs about everything. Basically everything that's you're supposed to believe that is right, they're believing everything that is wrong and thinking that it's right. But who am I to say that about somebody's belief? They're gonna probably check me and be like, hey man, Stormfront probably was right. Maybe these people did need to get exterminated. Nazi or whatever fucking Carmen said. That type shit, you know? But, you know, they go to the Truth Con. And this one they encounter Firecracker. And Firecracker, he is like the main conspiracy theorist of this whole Truth Con bullshit. And she's spouting out like all types of like wild bullshit about like trans people and all type of crazy shit about like pedophiles and things like that. And you know, I'm gonna get to the funny part. But Sister Sage try to recruit, you know, Firecracker. But also, she goes up to her and be like, hey, she went up to her like, hey, man, I don't believe none of this shit you're saying. Do you believe any of this shit you're saying? And basically, Firecracker says, no, she doesn't. But it is to give everybody here purpose. So no, she don't actually believe all the bullshit she's spouting about all this crazy conspiracy theories bullshit. She's just doing it for like other people's purpose. And just to make like a noise. Which was, But while that's going on, Firecracker has an assistant. I think it is an assistant. I don't know if it's an assistant or I don't remember if it was like an assistant or like her biggest fan. This Frenchie started following him to get information on him about Firecracker now. This nigga. He catches the nigga duplicating himself and he's like eating his own like ass and jerking himself off. It was some wild shit, man. I was like, whoa, this is insane. He had the slob on his mouth and everything. He was buck wild to some Firecracker photo, man. Not even a magazine, a photo. You have a phone, man. You have a phone, man. You still doing photos? It's crazy. That's crazy. And also, another thing, there's this part right here was like odd to me. It was like kind of strange, but Kimiko is like figuring out like, yeah, you've been like with Frenchie, you've been like seeing Colin is his name, the dude that is in a relationship with Frenchie now, because I said earlier that Frenchie is now bisexual. His name is Colin. She's like, man, you've been with Colin a lot. But she's basically saying like, I'm not jealous. And earlier she said like, yeah, in like the truck when they were following Mother's Milk's wife's boyfriend. That shit's a lot to say, man. Only if I remember his name. But she's basically like, yeah, man, I love you, but you know, we're not happening. Which was odd because wasn't she the one that like kissed him? She was the one that engaged the kiss. I don't remember. It was her that engaged the kiss in the last season. So how was this not happening? How do you not want a relationship with me if you engaged a fucking kiss with him? I don't understand that shit. And then after that, we're back to where we were. She goes on, she's in front of everybody. She's drunk. She drunk like 8 beers already. And she's like, man, he's like, French is like texting Colin, and she like grabs his phone and like texts him like, yeah, come give me some dick or something. And she's basically trying to, it seemed like she's trying to push him into like actually getting serious in a relationship, but it comes off to me as like jealousy, if you know what I'm saying? Because she goes on and she's basically like trying to make it about herself, being like, yeah, man, just go with him. Like I got with somebody. She's basically like, yeah. She says it like this. She said, yeah, go fuck him. I fuck somebody. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, I fucked a fucking barista. She's like, I fucked a barista. If you don't know, that's basically like niggas that make coffee. A barista is basically like niggas that make coffee, or like, you know, like bartenders and shit, basically. Not actually like bars. Mostly baristas associate with like niggas that like serve coffee and make coffee. So she basically like, yeah, I fucked a barista. And he was like, yeah, he put his penis all inside me. And I was like, man, this is kind of out of character. I'm like, this is like kind of weird. In these episodes, there was a few moments where I felt like some shit was just out of character for certain characters. I never would have got that feeling she would have said that. I never even thought I thought like Kimiko was like a virgin for like ever. But somehow she got away from Frenchie one day and she went and fucked the barista. And Frenchie's still like, man, okay. And that's what I was like, okay, well, what does this have to do with anything? I understand she's trying to make the point of like, yeah, you probably should go like move on, even though you were the one that engaged, like y'all should have been in a relationship in the first place. You're like, yeah, go with him. You don't have to worry about me. But I didn't come across it. I came across it like, yeah, this shit is like jealous. She's low-key jealous. So, yeah, so, yeah, man, that was a little like out of character for me, because I wouldn't expect like Kimiko out of all people to say something like that. It was kind of odd. Like, yeah, she has her funny moment saying that, but like that was kind of that was kind of odd, my dog. So while that's going on though, Starlight and Huey have their own mission to go track down, A-Train, because she knows A-Train has something to do with it, because there's no way somebody could run that fast from Vault Island all the way to this protest in a matter of seconds. So it could have either been the Homelander or A-Train. We know it wasn't Homelander though, because he was already in court. So it had to be A-Train. So they're spying on A-Train. A-Train's with his nephew, spouting bullshit, bullshit and lies, propped up propaganda. Basically like, yeah, man, I just saved all these people. And his brother came out like, man, stop the bullshit. Stop. You ain't saved nobody. You ain't saved nobody. Basically calling his cap in front of his nephews. And Starlight was about to go out. Huey was like, hey, man, let him get his shit off with his family. And he just goes away. Man, A-Train goes away. And then we find out that A-Train actually went to go meet them without them knowing. So A-Train acknowledges that he did it. He was a part of that. And he had the footage, not the footage. Was it the footage? Yeah, I think he had the footage of the exit of the three dudes. So the people that got arrested for that, they were going to be out free because, it was a lie. So A-Train was like, yeah, I'm doing this for you because I knew y'all was out there looking for me, but y'all still gave me the opportunity to speak and, relate with my family. So after that, they follow Sister Sage and Firecracker at this time. Sister Sage is the smartest person on the planet. We have to remember that. So she figured out that MM, was following her. She set a trap and got them like, they had him at gunpoint. And Sister Sage was like, hey man, I thought you was smarter than this. Hey, Firecracker, you, to prove your loyalty to us, hey, kill these niggas right here. Kill them. And the assistant from earlier from earlier was the actual one holding the guns. Firecracker wasn't doing shit. She wasn't doing anything. The assistant have them at gunpoint, man. You would never guess what happened. You'll never guess what the fuck happened and how they got away. How they got out of the situation. Because you know it's a way they got out of the situation. There's no way the three members of the boys was actually going to die here to spot her. Guess what how these niggas got out of the situation? So, the assistant, that nigga caught the pink eye from eating his own booty. So he got distracted fucking playing with his eye, and they was able to take the opportunity to get the upper hand on them. So they having this brawl and shit. They're having a brawl. And man, he started duplicating it to multiple niggas, but there's a catch because it's the boy. So every time he duplicates, he's naked. So his penis is just out everywhere. There's multiple dudes. And, at one point they start beating the shit out of like Mother's Milking them. And, Firecracker started recording, and then Butcher comes back to save them. And they end up killing, you know, the duplicating assistant. And they end up, I don't know why in the fuck, this was stupid. This was like majorly stupid. They killed all the like duplicating niggas. And then they like staring dead ass. All like, it was 4 of them. They're dead ass staring at Firecracker like point blank away from him. And they just let her run away. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Nigga, you don't want the information? What are you doing? Like, no, what? They just let her run. She just ran out the door. She just simply just ran out the door. She just looked and just broke out the door. They just stood there. They didn't even go after her. I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? Stupid? I'm like, damn. I'm like, fuck, man. That was stupid. I don't know what they was cooking with that one. That was extremely stupid. You could have got like extreme value information from Firecracker. But I mean, I guess, I don't know what was going on, but yeah, man. Oh, and I forgot to mention the fact that they actually started like doing a little play in real life to make it seem like Ryan was an actual like hero. And this showed like that Homelander's even jealous of his own son. It's like, bruh. It's like, bruh. Homelander forces his son. He's like, yeah. It was at first it was supposed to be all about Ryan. Then he pops up like, yeah, man. We're gonna do this together. Hey, and then he forces Ryan to push the director into a building, so boom, he splatters everywhere. And Ryan just murders somebody. Which was traumatizing for Ryan. It shows how insane Homelander is. You know? But this is the same man that threw his son off of the roof of a house. So can you be surprised? Can you actually? And the end of the 7th episode, this was a great moment right here. Butcher comes back to speak to, you know, Mother's Milk, because Mother's Milk is a leader, and he like upfront to tell him like, hey man, next time you listen to me, cause that shit you pulled, you could have got everybody killed. And he's like, and he was low-key pleading like, man, I don't got time to live, just help me out, just give me a hand, man, just let me rock with y'all, man. And Mother Milk's still like, no. He's still like, no, fuck you, nigga. He's still like, fuck you, nigga, get the fuck out of here. But, you know, that was the end of episode 2. So now we're to episode 3. You know, episode 3. Because they dropped 3 episodes in one day, remember that. So 3rd episode, I thought this was the best episode out of the 3, like, period. I actually thought this was the best, like, well-written one out of the 3. Because they had, like, serious, deep moments in this episode that I really like. And I feel that this season needs more of, like, serious, deep moments. Like, it's cool to, like, have, you know, the gruesome shit and, like, the crazy moments, but, like, keep the focus on the story. And I thought this was great. I wouldn't say this was great, like leading up to something, but it was great character moments for specific characters. So we start off episode 3. So episode 3 started off with Homelander giving like this Donald Trump ass speech in front of everybody, basically saying like, yeah, the Starlighters, they're pieces of shit. We got to get them out of here. They don't want us. They don't want us. They're trying to ban humans. Not ban humans. They're trying to ban superheroes. They're like, they don't want us. They don't want me here. They feel like they don't need me here. And then he introduces the new 7. The new 7 is out him, the Deep, A-Train, Black Noir, Sister Sage now, because he was on some petty shit. So Sister Sage, I didn't tell you all that either. Sister Sage did not want to be like public to anybody, and she was very upset about that. And Firecracker. So there are 6. There's no 7th member yet. There is no 7th member yet. So we go in. Sister Shade's like, yeah, this is some petty bullshit you pulled, trying to put me out on the spotlight. Just because you're upset that I've been like low-key checking you. He's like, you really think I'm a bad parent? She's like, yeah. So, and you know, Firecracker is still doing her conspiracy theory shit. It's just some crazy shit like, man, yeah, I got all the way up to the tower and I didn't have to suck nobody off to do it. Ooh. Ooh. Hey, man. Hey, that was a bar. that was a bar. That was clean. That was clean. I ain't gonna lie, that was clean. So while this is going on, niggas in the CIA, the dude named Joe, he's trying to help Butcher get Ryan suppressed so he can have Ryan actually be like to help like the world, the actual world and the CIA and stuff like that. And I think like military things, he like, yeah, he can either do that or he can fuck off and die, basically. But we need to suppress him like as soon as possible. Because if he turns out like Homelander, shit can get very dangerous. So Butcher as well, he's trying to stop Ryan because he still loves Ryan. He want to help him out. So he tries to knock him out with these cookies. I'm gonna get to that later. Okay, but he's like putting some weird shit into these cookies to where he can suppress Ryan, low-key, like knock him out. Also, shit gets crazy because Firecracker is still spouting her conspiracy theory shit, but she also is throwing Starlight like super under the bus. She's saying that she's like a pedo, she's like a pedophile, and that whole group, like her whole group, is a bunch of pedophiles, like certified lover boys, certified pedophiles, like that, man. Like, and the dude comes in with a strap, like, "Hey, man, where the kids at? Like, where the kids at, bruh?" He like, "Hey, man, where the kids at? We know y'all hiding kids, you pedo." He calls the nigga that, "You pedo," and you know, Frenchie like stops him, like, "Yeah, nigga, should sit your ass down." We also get like a revelation of what's going on. I don't know if this was like, I don't know if this happened in the previous season. I don't remember because I don't remember Colin as a character. So I don't remember, and I just watched The Boys like recently, so it's hard for me to remember. But they revealed the relationship between, you know, Frenchie and Colin. So basically, they revealed that Frenchie murdered Colin's family, or is the reason why Colin's family is murdered. I think probably from some old jobs he used to have with the lady that he used to work under, but I don't remember his. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Maybe I am wrong. I just don't remember. But I don't remember his family. Like I don't remember his family. Maybe it did happen in previous season, but I think this shit is new. Is it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if it's new or not. I just don't remember, but that whole thing's going on, and Frenchie is feeling guilty, and he still keeps having sex with dude, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he talks to his old boo, and he's like, "Hey, man, are you sure you want to do this? Like, you know, you were the reason you don't have no family. That's some cruel shit, man." And you know, I feel it, man. I feel it. And the government is like, "Man, fuck." Victoria comes in their whole mood. She's like, "Man," because they know she's a soup. I don't think she knows that they know that she's a soup. But basically, to take her off, nigga basically like, "Hey, man, guess what? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna ban all soups. We're gonna ban all soups. They're not gonna be part of the military. They're not gonna be our military weapons. All they're gonna do is do entertainment. That's all they're gonna do. Just to like piss her off." And she's like, "Hey," and she has to abide by that. She has to abide by that. Victoria does. For this point, until she figure out what to do with these. Kamiko also has her own mission. I'm not gonna get too much in depth with it because to me, I really don't care that much. I don't feel like that is really that important. But like a brief summary is, when she was at the TrueCon, she seen like the caged up like people that was like her, and she figured out like their organization. I mean, not their like isn't an organization, but she was like, man, I found my true purpose. I'm going to kill all these niggas and save these people. So she go underground looking for, the organization. Kills a bunch of them. Frenchie started tweaking out off pills. He started seeing this scene was kind of cool, but he started seeing a bunch of niggas that he had killed before. Kamiko, she murders all these niggas, but then a girl comes up with a scar on her face in combat, and she recognizes Kamiko. We still don't have no idea who this female is. If it is a long lost sister, that's fucking trash. I'm sorry. If they come out saying that this is Kamiko's long lost sister when it was never, shown throughout the series, I don't think the boys is going to do this. This is probably going to be like a friend, like a childhood friend or something. But if it's like a long lost sister, even though we have been told that she only has been having a brother this whole time, that'll be fucking trash. that they're doing too much with that. They're doing too much with that, boy. No, I'm not gonna lie. They won't be cooking with that one. And Kamiko, she just like all up in Frenchie's business. Like she's all up in that nigga business. She's like asking all these fucking crazy questions. Like, man, she's trying to get personal with the nigga. Like, I understand, like that's your homie. He saved you and everything, but you gotta stay out of his business, especially if you're not spilling the beans about your business. Which was like, bruh, Frenchie had to tell her, like, hey man, some things are just not your business. We don't have to tell each other everything, man. Like, you don't tell me about her, I won't tell you about the things that's going on in my life. I'm like, hey man, that nigga's cooking. He's cooking in a pot. He like Steph Curry right now. He was cooking her. It was amazing. I loved it. I'm like, Cause she needed to hear that shit, man. She needed to hear that shit. For sure. Also, this was before the conversation I just said with with Kamiko and Frenchie. But Mother's Milk like, hey man, I want to flip this nigga A-Train. He's like, yeah, he's wavering between good and evil. I'm like, man, I'm done with this nigga A-Train. He had multiple times to switch sides. He has done cowardly shit multiple times. He has got niggas killed. He snitched on people. He's just a shitty person. He's a coward. He's a shitty person. I was done with him like 2 seasons ago. Because I was like, hey man, he could probably change his ways and stuff like that. It was some fucked up shit went on with him. He had to kill his girlfriend. But then, he did some snake shit and snitched on Starlight's friend, her ex-boyfriend, and got him killed because he's a coward. It's like, man, A-Train, he's a lost cause to me. I don't care if he switches to good or evil. I don't give a shit. I don't care. A-Train he's whatever with me, man. He has multiple opportunities. Don't do it now. Don't do it now. You had multiple opportunities before. But MM goes to try to convince, A-Train to, switch sides and be a informant. And then Ryan is at the Vault Tower and he's playing like this fake ass Vault Mortal Kombat. This shit was corny. It was corny, it was terrible, it was trash. So they have a whole scene where Butch, the username was funny. I like that shit. The username was Don't Be a Cunt. Butch's username was Don't Be a Cunt. And Ryan accepts and he plays Butch online having a conversation on this Vogue Mortal Kombat. It was the most lame shit I've ever seen in The Boys. That shit didn't need to be in there. It was trash. They could have cut it short or done it like off the screen. They showed the whole thing. It was this fake ass Mortal Kombat with the fatality and everything. I was like, okay, this didn't need to be here. Y'all wasted money on like CGI crap. But let's move on because it was short. So I ain't gonna give him too much shit about that. But yeah. Basically, Butcher convinces Ryan to come meet with him. So Butcher could try to, suppress Ryan and, get him away from Homelander. That's his whole plan. And M eventually meets up with A-Train by cloning his brother's phone. A-Train is like, fuck you, I ain't really need to do that. Like, I owed them a favor, it was a one-time thing, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, ultimately, he does join. And then Ryan meets up with Butch. And Butcher's like, man, you know, he's talking to him, and he eventually he's like, man, I just want to talk to him. It was like, Butcher has been improving this season. I'm not gonna lie, he has been improving. He's not as much of an asshole as he was. I think mainly that's because, you know, his time is ticking, and this is valuable time with like valuable people he needs to like talk to. And the interaction with him and Ryan was like incredible. This was like one of my favorite parts of the episode. He's just talking to him, and Ryan tells him, this was incredible. He tells Butch, like, man, I know why you hate me, and I understand why you hate me. And to be real, because let me go back for a second. He tells Butcher, he's like, man, he's reflecting on him. He's talking to Butcher about him actually like murdering somebody. This is his first time actually murdering somebody with his powers. And he's feeling like he is a freak now, like, because he was forced to do that. And with these abilities, in the wrong hands, you can do whatever you want. Just basically look at Homelander. And he told him, like, yeah, Homelander is like, why should that matter? He's like, why should these humans matter? They're like cockroaches. And this was phenomenal from Ryan. He said, man, now I understand why you don't like me, and why you said them things about me, and why you hate me. He's like, man, if I was in your shoes, I'd probably hate me too. That was powerful. That was fucking powerful, man. That was powerful. That line right there was super powerful. And, you know, it was, man, that line right there, I was like, man, that was, when he said that, like, that's kind of, that line is cliche, but this is like, I think this is better, this is used better in this situation, because the things Ryan don't know. He still thinks that Butcher always hated him when he didn't. He was really, in my opinion, some people think he actually meant this shit, but in my opinion, I think he was just trying to protect Ryan. He was just trying to protect Ryan. But I think Ryan really thinks that Butcher actually do hate him, because in the last season, Butcher said, like, man, he basically told him, like, nigga, I hate you. Like, you're the reason my wife got killed. And you're a monster just like the monsters I hate. You're a soup. I don't like you. But then which started to become hypocritical, because he started using the fucking soup. But we ain't gonna get into that conversation. Dog. And I didn't really mean to glance over the A-Train and the Mother's Milk thing, but that interaction with them was amazing as well. Their conversation was amazing as well, and I loved it. Because Mother's Milk basically telling them, like, man, like, I see you weavering, and, you know, you should join us. He's like, A-Train's like, man, you know, Sister Sage is already on to us. Like, doing that type of shit gets people killed. It could get me killed. And Mother's Milk like, hey, man, it probably will. But I see you faking to get love and attention, and, you know, to actually care about people is actually rubbing off on you to where you actually care about people. That was incredible. I love that shit, man. That was great. That he basically said, you've been faking it till you make it this whole time. You can actually be somebody that can actually do shit. Do you want to keep bullshitting and lying and faking shit to make you seem like you're this great like African American prize superhero that everybody loves, or do you really want to be that? Because you don't need fame and glory to be that. And the fakeness is rubbing off on you to where you actually starting to care about shit. That was incredible. I love that. I love that. But I'm gonna go back to the Ryan and Butcher conversation, because Butcher said something incredible as well. Man, Butch conversation with Ryan was incredible. That man, Butch, after Ryan tells him that, he said he talked to me, he's like, man, you know, I got a tendency of pushing people away. And you wanna know why I have that tendency of pushing people away? Because I'm a bad person. And, you know, you asked me, he said, you asked me if, you know, I was scared to die. I told you no earlier, but to tell you the truth, I'm bloody, he said, I'm bloody terrified. He said, man, I don't got that much time to live, you know, and I didn't get to fulfill anything. He said, man, I lost my brother, you know, and I lost my wife. And, you know, one thing that I think I can't live without and would be ashamed of is I can't do something right for the one person, the one thing that I loved that was a part of her. I was like, that shit is beautiful. I'm like, that shit was beautiful. Which was you. I love that shit. That shit was incredible. That shit was amazing, bro. I didn't say a word for word. The Butcher, he killed that shit when he said, I kind of fucked up, but that shit was incredible. I love that. That was great. That was the highlight of this season already for me. So Butcher ended up throwing the cookies away. He's not gonna do it. He just wanna hang out with, not his real son, but basically his son. He just wanna hang out with him. So, and you know, Homelander not gonna be happy about that shit. He's not gonna be happy about that shit, man. I'm telling you right now. He is not gonna be happy about that shit. But, you know, we move on, and they're having this like ice skating. They're at this ice skating ring, and it's supposed to be a meeting between Victoria and Homelander while Chewie and Mother's Milk is, you know, spying. Homelander comes in with Sister Sage still, being the one that's advertising him. He's basically trying to get help from, you know, Victoria. Like, man, why? He's asked the question like, man, why are you ashamed? He's like, why the fuck are you being ashamed? Why are you ashamed of what you are? You're a soup. Why are you trying to hide that fact from the world? He's like, man, you should be proud of that shit. You want your daughter who's also a soup to be disappointed about what she is? You should be proud of this. You wanna hide what you really are to be like these cockroach humans. You should stand up like it's like the brotherhood of like X-Men, nigga, like Magneto. The mutants stand strong. The mutants is all we got. They're like the soups is all we got. Why are you doing this? They're trying to banish us. And you know they're trying to they told you to your face, they're trying to banish us. They don't want us here. And Huey, like, drop some sweat. Homelander finds out. And, you know, at first I was wrong, but I was confused at first. I'm like, nigga, why can't he fucking just sense this nigga? But I forgot that, you know, they're at the skating ring and like all this music and ice skating shit is going on. So it makes sense that, you know, Homelander can be distracted by all these certain things because he also had, with that, you know, with him being able to hear like closely, that also makes his hearing sensitive. So he's hearing a whole bunch of shit. And he's trying to pinpoint where Huey is at. And he can't find him. So Mother's Milk blinds Homelander, and he cuts the fake Maeve in half. And if I didn't mention it, they have like the fake Seven doing the ice skating routine. He blinds Homelander, who was pinpointing Huey to kill him, and he accidentally, you know, chops off the fake Queen Maeve. And then this whole other shit. This was super unnecessary. After that, you know, the niggas on the skating ring start like falling over each other. Niggas start getting they fingers cut by the skating ring. Everybody started just getting killed by like by skating boots. It's like, that wasn't necessary. They could have. It would have been fine if it was just Homelander just cutting the fake Queen Maeve down on accident and just everybody getting out of there. They had to make a whole scene where everybody just get killed by the ice skate shit. A bitch got her fingers cut off, got her stomach cut, somebody got their neck sliced off and shit with the. I'm like, bro, that is not realistic. Like, stop it. Niggas will be getting out of there. They're fucking ice skating pros. You think they can't get out of a situation like that? They're ice skating pros. You think they can't get out of a situation where a hazard goes on? You think they still can't, while they're on the floor, you think they can't get out safely? That was super unnecessary to me. It would have been better if he just killed the fake Queen Maeve. But he gets pissed off. He flies off. He can't find fucking Huey, which is odd because A-Train was the one that ran him off, but can't fucking Homelander sense A-Train? Ain't he supposed to be faster than A-Train? I guess, bro. I guess, bro. But, you know, then we figure out the whole reason why, you know, why Firecracker actually fucking hates Starlight. And yeah. So Firecracker, Starlight infiltrates Firecracker's room, which used to be her room, you know, and Starlight basically like, man, why the fuck you hate me so much? And she's like, you really don't know, don't you? And then the first thing she said is, you remember the beauty pageant? And I said, man, if this is some petty shit to where Starlight had won a beauty pageant over you and you're mad about that, I'll be like, man, this is the most pettiest bullshit I ever seen. I would have been like, man, this shit would have been beyond petty. This would have been beyond the Drake and Kendrick Lamar petty, bro. If she would have did all this shit calling her a pedophile and like, you know, keeping kids hostage and shit, all because she lost a beauty pageant, I'll be like, fuck, man, nah. That's wild. That's wild. But no, we actually find out that, you know, then this is why I'm saying that a few things feel like out of character between some characters. This shit felt a little bit out of character for me, but I can understand why it is like believable with this character. So I'm gonna explain. So Firecracker explains why she doesn't like Starlight. She says, you remember the beauty pageant, you know? She basically was saying like, I was about to win. And you said, and everybody was laughing at me because you told everybody that I had to sleep with everybody to get where I'm at, and I had to gangbang all the people to get where I'm at. And everybody was making fun of her because of that. And then she asked Starlight, like, why did you say that? And then Starlight said, I don't like fat sluts. And I was like, man, would Starlight say this shit? Like, this is some shit her mom would say. I'm like, this is some shit her cutthroat mom would say to get an upper hand on shit. We know Starlight was wild back in the day. She said it. She said she was wild. But this is blatantly cruel, and I ain't never heard nothing about Starlight being like blatantly cruel to people back in the day when like she was a child. She had fucked up shit herself going on when she was a child. She had fucked up shit. Well, she had way more fucked up shit going on when she was a child. Like dead ass. It was crazy. But maybe her mom had some influence on how she acted in that situation. Because I instantly thought, like, man, that don't seem like Starlight. That seemed like some shit her mom would do. And that was very fucking odd to me. I'm like, why would Starlight just bully this girl like this? And we basically, but I guess, like I said, it could be believable because we know for a fact that Starlight's mother has had a lot of influence on, Starlight's mother had a lot of influence on Starlight's career. Oh, man, wasn't she a Christian? But that don't mean shit. Being a Christian don't mean shit. But she had a lot of influence on a lot of shit that Starlight has done throughout her childhood. So that could be a possibility. And basically, Firecracker's goal is to basically show the whole world that Starlight is not this good person that everybody thinks she is. All this like movement shit, she's not that. In reality, she is a shitty person. And she's gonna prove that by lying about a bunch of shit. That makes no sense. What? That makes no sense. How you gonna prove something by lying? Like, she said, yeah, I'm gonna prove to everybody that you are this shitty fucking human being. You're not a good person. But everything she's saying is fucking lies. Why, if you want to prove that she was a shitty person, why don't you, like, say that what she said to you and what she did to you? Say, like, hey, man, you think Starlight is a good person? I mean, they probably not gonna believe her, but you should probably be like, yeah, you know fucking Starlight, man? I knew her since I was a kid. So, when I was a kid, she fucking bullied me and lied on me and said I had slept with all these producers and shit and had gangbangs with all these grown men. She said I had all these grown men and called me a fat slut. But instead, she's lying, saying that she's fucking holding kids hostage and being a pedophile. And what was the craziest thing? This wasn't even crazy. The craziest shit to me was after that encounter, they go off screen and fucking just Starlight just sitting in the fucking in the boys' building. Like, what the fuck? What? Huh? In fact, you just let this bitch walk out the door? Look, how you gonna expose her? What happened? What happened in that interaction? You like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking make sure everybody sees you're a piece of shit. Okay, so now you can walk out my door. Like, you can politely walk out my door. No, what the fuck? You were supposed to be like, hey man, I got you on camera. Hey, Starlight, Starlight, she just broke into my apartment. I mean, not my apartment, into my room. She snuck in my window. Look, here's proof right here. She snuck in my room. She's trying to attack me. Like, that's how you prove somebody's a shitty person. You just let her leave. That was crazy. That was fucking crazy. It was crazy. What the fuck? You just let her leave? You just let her jump out the window? And she can't fly that high. She can't fly that long. So what did you do? You have to let her out the fucking front door. That's just insane. But oh man, that was funny. And also, since we're at the end of the video, I'm gonna explain the whole thing with Huey and his mom. So Huey's mom finally gives an explanation. Huey's like, hey man, can you just please tell me why you left me? And she basically says that, yeah, I had you when I was only 22. A big fucking deal. Niggas be having children at like 17, 18. But 22, that's a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker, bro. That's too much for my life, man. Fuck. 22, no children. Fuck, man. So she basically like, hey, man. She like, hey, man, I had you at 22. And he was like, but you used to always have so fun at these birthday parties. She was like, yeah, I was distressed. Like, I couldn't sleep and all this shit. And, you know, I couldn't take it. I ate some pills and drunk it. I tried to kill myself with some pills. Luckily, I threw it up. And then, you know, it broke my heart that that I have to leave you. I have to leave you after school and never come back. and you know, your dad couldn't tell you because it would have. You were too young, and he thought you would not understood. So I just left. What the fuck? And she tried to blame the show on depression. That's good, Cap. She definitely left to go get some milk at the corner store and never came back. Crazy. That's crazy. What the fucking? What the fucking depression? She just left. She left. There's no explaining that. You can't retcon your way out of this. She left, nigga. She's a deadbeat. Period. I don't give a shit. But it's good seeing Huey reconcile with his mom because Huey's a good person. And he deserves that. He don't need to be holding a grudge with his mom like that forever, even if she's a shitty human being. But, you know, Huey's mom funny, man. Huey's mom funny. And, you know, at the end of the episode, Ryan comes back to Homelander. Homelander's fucking, he's pissed, man. He's like, man, where'd you go? This nigga said, man, I went to go get some hot dogs at Coney Island. He's like, nigga, you're lying. He's like, man, you lying. You went to go see Butcher, didn't you? You went to go see Butcher, didn't you, boy? Hey, boy, did you go see Butcher? He's like, man, I'm just worried about my homes. Then he started screaming at me. He threw some shit at the glass. And Ryan got scared. He ran to the back. And then, you know, Homelander has his Green Goblin moment where he's having his multiple personalities talk to him like Norman Osborn. And they're basically telling him like, hey, you need to go, to fix this, we need to go back to the beginning. So I'm guessing the next episode is going to be the origins of, I mean, we already know the origins of Homelander, but Homelander will be going back to the facility that he started in where he first got his abilities, where he got his man-made abilities. Homelander was not born with these abilities. It was man-made. It was human-made. They put abilities into Homelander with the medicine and shit, you know? So that's where we're going to go with the next episode. To me, the episodes were cool. It sounded like I fucking hate the last episode, but no, I actually like the last episode the most. It just was some stupid ass moments in multiple episodes, and I think they just need to tune it back. I think, you know, they need to do what Berserk did. You know, Berserk, and this is hard to compare because this is an anime and manga, and you're comparing it to like a TV show comic. But if you remember, if you're a true like Berserk fan, you know that in the beginning of Berserk, and you know the Golden Age arc and stuff like that, the prequel to the actual Berserk series started. I mean, no, it wasn't before it started. It was all Berserk, but the the flashback, it was a lot of gore and crazy shit and a lot of like, you know, RSAs and all that type of stuff going on in the story, but it was still a good story. And once you got past that with the whole Casca shit, it got to like more like serious storytelling, and they like diverged from all that shit at a certain point where it got less gory, and they had like less like SAs and all that type of stuff, and a lot of weird shit. Like it was weird, like creatures and shit like that. Like, don't get me wrong, and they were doing like stuff, but when it came to like the main cast, like Guts and everybody else, it was more story focused, and they focused more on the story and like serious moments in the story without like having all that necessary gore and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the boys need to do that. They need to focus more on the story right now instead of like the gore and like the sexual scenes and all that stuff. That stuff can still be in there, but they need to focus more on the actual plot of the story, because the plot of this season is still confusing. There's still no like overall plot of the series. Like, nigga, where's the Gen V niggas? We know they're going to be in the season. We know this for a fact. Andre died though, so it's going to be complicated. In real life, Andre died. But where do they come in? The overall plot is supposed to be that they're trying to kill Victoria Newman. Like, that's supposed to be the main plot of this season. They're supposed to murder Victoria Newman and ban the suits. That don't feel like it's important right now. They're focused on a whole bunch of other shit. Like, I don't think Homelander going back to his past is necessary right now. And Homelander is low-key losing his aura as a character right now because Sister Sage is literally doing all the talking for this nigga. She's literally doing everything for Homelander. Like, dead ass. And we're losing focus from the most important character in the series. But that's my critique. I still think this was like this was some cool episodes. I'm not shitting on it like everybody else. I did like it more than I dislike certain points. So thanks everybody for watching. Like and subscribe. And yeah, I will be doing House of the Dragons next, baby. Yeah.